Hello, and welcome to Secret Games on Steam. My name's Miles, and today it's very cold. That's not the name of the game, it is just simply very cold here in Northern Ireland, where I am from. I am currently living, and so I have decided to film this wearing a dressing gown. So that's what's going to be happening today. But for today's game, I've decided to cover something interesting and different, which is what I try to do every time, I suppose, for this gaming series. But I feel that today's game is definitely a little bit different. It is an arcade game that never actually came out in the arcades. So it only ever came out on PC. And it is called Insanity's Blade, and it looks incredibly badass. So this should be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna just jump straight into this one. So we've got arcade and story mode. I think we're gonna go with story mode because it says that there's quests and saves. Best to just go with normal. And let's jump into how to play, because this is a blind playthrough. I've never played this game before, although it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You know, I think for an arcade game, it really brings up the aesthetic just that little bit more whenever you do actually have one of these, press the button, move the joystick kind of thing going on. Because it really reminds you of, especially SNK and Capcom, like their games used to do that all the time. So it looks pretty button mashy, but that's just fine for an arcade game. Anything else I want to check out here? The text is a little difficult to read. It's almost a little too pixelated. I'm playing this on keyboard, so my hands are kind of going to be in weird places here. Define player 1. Okay. So, left, right, up, down. Ooh, jump, attack, grab, inventory, pause. Okay, cool. So, back to the title. There is no real mouse controls at all, so it is just either your keyboard or your gamepad. Okay, and here we go. Insanity's Blade, Book 1, The Chronicles of Thurstan. A once highly regarded knight of the Royal Guard, Thurstan no longer saw eye to eye with his men, with his new king's actions, and was granted leave from his post. He had settled down to raise a family in a village not far from his old kingdom in the case that his services would ever be needed again. I'm not reading this properly because the text is a little too pixelated at times. Anyway, yada yada yada, Thurstan rushes back only to find his village burned to the ground. Oh no! Nice slow fade. Oh, very odd graphics here. Very contrasting to the other ones. Oh. Thurstan says, "Arr!" So, there you go. Okay. Thurstan, we could hold them back. Something your family. Oh my! Oh my! Oh, so, okay, yeah. So, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to these controls. Not that many buttons, it's just sort of weirdly mapped on a keyboard. But, okay. Cool, so here we go. The first thing that I was going to say was that this game reminds me of Rastan. And of course the guy's name is Thurstan, so I think there might be a similarity there. So I'm getting completely destroyed. How do I pick that up? Okay, I've got the inventory? No. Well, I picked up a knife, but I'm not sure how to use it. And I'm getting completely destroyed. Yeah, big missed blood there. So that's what happens to Thurstan whenever he does not know what he's doing. Graphics are fantastic. really loving it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Dracula X as well. Or is it Blood of Rondo? Or is that the same thing? I can never remember. There's so many of these Castlevania games that, and then some of them have different names in different territories that it's hard to remember them all at times, but certainly a bit of a Castlevania vibe here. Oh, now I can throw my knives. Cool. That health? Yep. So you can see, bottom left, I have HP and an XP bar. Oh, fireball. That's bad. Don't throw the knives at the children. Well, I suppose they're not really children. They're just peasants running around. Get out of the way, peasants. Oh my, that's quite the power in the background. Fireball. Come on, you cheeky little booger. Stop blocking me. Finally. Okay, I can't blow up the torches. Oh, I'm not doing too good here. My health is pretty low again. Hopefully if I can defeat this guy, I can get some health. No, fireball. Oh, that's pretty cool. Climbs up using his daggers. So I'm liking it so far. Oh, multiple paths. Let's go up this. Let's go down that way then. Okay. What is that thing? How do I interact with this? This is clearly something very special and magical. There is nothing about this and how to play. Was there? I don't think there was. Oh, maybe it's just a checkpoint. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, down we go. Oh no, not flying enemies. Flying bats. Everybody's favorite enemy in Castlevania. Oh my god, can I just take a second out here? I want to kind of vent for a second, okay? I'm complaining about the bats here, and the bats in Castlevania, but really, what is up with the Medusa heads in Castlevania games? I mean, come on! They are the bane of every player who plays any of those games. There's always this one section, usually with gears, and then you see them. You just see one at first, and then they start coming in infinite waves, in like randomized patterns, or okay, not technically randomized, but they might as well be. That's how difficult they are to dodge, and they just keep coming. And every time they hit you, you fall down a damn hole. Medusa heads in Castlevania. I hate them. I hate them, but I love the series. Okay. Back to Rastan. No, not Rastan at all. It's Thurstan in Insanity's Blade. Oh, grab. There's a grab attack as well in this game, which I totally forgot about. Having a look at my camera a couple times here. Hopefully it's not too obvious. Oh, almost fell down a hole twice there. My camera's giving me new kinds of bother. Just cutting out at completely random intervals now. Ooh. So that's kind of annoying. I like that the controls are actually very fluid. You know, you don't have to get those jumps perfect because your guy does kind of grapple onto them. And then he pulls himself up, and it's all nice and smooth. And I just realized there is a timer above me. Oh, is he naked? I don't know. Can I save these people? Grab. Oh, cool, I can. Okay, cool. Oh, he's got clothes on now. Okay, let's try the grab button on this. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, Thurstan, let's get through this flamey pit of hell, which was once your village. I'm just using the keyboard, so there might be like all these like tapping noises. I tried to cut all that out. It took me a long time, but I finally figured out how to do that. In fact, I figured out how to do that before I started making videos on YouTube. But it's something that kind of bothers me with other YouTube videos. You know, you can you're playing, or you're watching their videos, and you know they can have this brilliant presentation and everything, and they could be playing a game that's really interesting, and all you hear is learn how to do that. There is a thing that you can do in post-production called gating your sound, or you can do it while you're recording, which is what I do, and it just stops that. That pattering of the keys. But if you're really slapping the keys, you know, on a keyboard, like I might be doing here, then you know it still might come across. But yeah, it's a shame, you know. I'm trying to kind of communicate better with the other YouTubers these days. I'd like to, I don't know, I find it kind of interesting, you know, talking to other people who are sort of in the same position as me and interacting with them, you know. Just YouTubers that have started out, you know, that are, you know, fairly new, maybe like a year at the most. And, oh, cutscene. With no text. Oh, it's a boss. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to be quiet here. And oh, I knew he was gonna do that. Of course, he was gonna do that. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll remember what I was talking about after this boss battle. Oh, fireballs and banging of hands. And I've only got 18 seconds. Jiminy. Okay, I've got to time these jumps correctly here. 10... Oh, 7 seconds left. Not bad. Ooh. Thrown through a building from the demon's blast, Thurstan attempted to raise himself out of the rubble and corpses of his fallen friends and comrades, only to stumble forward, much too weak to move. As he fades into unconsciousness, he hears his family screaming for him as they are slaughtered and burned alive by the great demon. Ouch. He had failed, and all he could hope for was to join them in death very soon, but to his great misfortune, this would not come to pass. Thurstan awakens to the cold rain that was now putting out the smoldering remains of his house and surrounding buildings. He lifted the burning remains of his beloved wife and child, and carried them to a spot on top of the hill where only yesterday they happily watched the sunset together, and together they would watch it once again for the last time. That was pretty cool. It's very much, you know, Conan the Barbarian kind of theme to it, you know, family brutally murdered, and you go on a very fun rampage to, you know, kind of redeem their deaths. Okay, I think I saved there. It was a little confusing. I'm not sure which button I was supposed to press. I think it's okay though. Okay, let's wait. Wasn't that stage 1? This stage 2? Chapter, what's that? Chapter 11. Chapter 4, Chapter 3. Okay. Fair enough, I'll just go with this one, I guess. Save? Okay, cool, I saved that time. How do I play the game, please? Oh, okay. Many months later, rumors had spread that Thurstan was a madman, accused of even causing the very destruction of his own town. Okay, I'm gonna cut through these cutscenes. I think they're good for setting the tone, but for a gameplay video, I don't think it's really all that necessary. Press up on the store and buy a weapon upgrade. Here is a gift. Something. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And I got a little achievement. Ah, that's cool. Okay, I have nearly 3,000, but I can only purchase that. Let's see, HP up. Oh, those are expensive too. So this is a progression system, which is nice. So, oh, yep, I can throw quite a lot of things now. I just flamed a frog. Okay. Oh, how do I drop this, actually? Because I just upgraded my knives, and now I've... how do I get my knives back? I just upgraded them. Oh, I may have made a mistake here. Oh well, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Well, damn. Okay, well, that's one way of getting my knives back. Okay, let's continue without that. Damn, that hole. Oh yeah, I see them now. See the tiny little holes on the left, the middle, and the right of the screen? You can barely even see them. Oh, and time is ticking away. Yeah, I think that's a little too hidden. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I really like the presentation of the cutscenes as well. Like, as it was going on, the rain was actually washing out the village, and there was a nice change of color. What is going on? Am I riding a corpse? Okay, well, there you go. Yes, as I was saying before that boss fight, though, I've been trying to sort of talk to, well, just sort of like engage with other YouTubers, you know, kind of at my level, and I mean, some of them are doing better than me, but it's interesting, you know, to see how people, you know, do what they do with their own channels, and I think it's exciting to kind of see the progress that people make, you know, because some people really, you know, they start and their videos aren't very, I mean, I think the content's fine, but you know, it's very ramshackle. You know, there's problems with the sound, and I don't know, it's just not very appealing. But within the space of, you know, 6 months or something, you know, they really turn it around. that is so crazy. That's really funny. And the corpse spits like acid and stuff. That's just crazy. So yeah, I've been checking that out, you know, and for my own personal development as well. You know, I think it's good to look at how other people deal with their stuff. Oh no, well, that didn't cause me any harm, I don't think, but it took away time. Yeah, time's really ticking away in this game. Gotta move a bit faster. Enemies all look really cool. Yeah, so yeah, I'd really like to get like some sort of collaboration video done at some point. Oh, this isn't good. Yeah, collaboration video. Although I don't know with who. Some of the YouTubers that I actually really like newer YouTubers, don't have anything to do with, like, they don't have gaming channels or anything like that. So I'm not sure how I would do a collaboration video with them, but there is some people who do have gaming channels that I would like to maybe do something with. You know, because I mean, it's YouTube, so you want to kind of get that benefit. You know, it is very much a kind of business thing, but it's also, I mean, like, it's exciting and fun, you know, to be able to work with someone, especially if you know, two people do have such a thing in common, you know, as like maybe like odd video games and things like that. Ride me, another corpse in a coffin ready to get ridden down a hill. Wow. It's such a wonderful thing to put in the game. You know, I've said this before, but oh, I guess I'm supposed to jump. Yep, seemed like it. Yeah, I love little things, you know, that designers just think up and they throw into their games, you know, that just add a little bit more variety. Those frogs just explode as soon as I step on them. That's wonderful. Again, another little thing. There's no reason for the frogs to really be in the game. They don't do anything, but it just adds another little bit of detail. Very nice. Oh, I got the jump ready for it. Get that frog. Okay, upon leaving the forest, Thurstan and Finn found the entrance to a cave. Finn. Okay. Oh, this is a two-player game, so I guess Finn is the other character that you can play as. So, again, I'm gonna skip that cutscene. Okay. So you've got your main levels are the red spaces. Mandatory quests are the ones with an M, so that one and that one. Oh, I guess I finished that one. And your optional quests are this one. So that's pretty cool too. I hear the leader of the Black Tiger division fell near the entrance to the cave ruins. He possesses... Thed? Something a mighty weapon. Not sure. Again, the text is a little off. Caverns of Ruin. So it must be this one, right? When entering the cave, the pair of adventurers realized that it was a grave mistake, but they saw no point in turning back. The undead wandered the cave past too, but these corpses were not fresh like in the forest. Dried skin clung to the dusty bone that creaked and rattled as they moved by some magical force. Thurstan and Finn prepared for battle. Okay, so lots of new environments, and there actually seems to be a lot of different... I'm gonna skip that. I can't. Okay. Yeah, different environments and different characters and sort of plot points, and yeah, it's very nice. Oh, maybe I was supposed to read that actually. Wait. Okay, I probably should have read that. Okay, here we go. Hey sailor, looks like you need to hit your pause button, go back to the main map, and get the quest to continue. Always check your map. Oh, okay. How do I get to the map? Oh, quit the map. Quit the map. There we go. Right, so I guess this one. In the forest there lies a forgotten keep, and a king just as forgotten. The key to the cave ruins lies within his grasp. Destroy him and get the key. Save us all. Okay, so we're making progress now. One thing I wanted to note was that I have been through a bunch of dentist appointments, so I hope I don't sound odd. Wait, is this the place that I've been through? This looks exactly the same. Not sure. Maybe it's just the start of a different level. Oh, come on, just jump down. That's why you don't just jump down. Okay. Yeah, have I been here? Not sure. Okay, well, that worked better. I know these enemies in this cave looks a bit similar. I'll tell you what, if I have been here, I will cut and save you all the bother of having to watch me play through it again. I'll know in post if I've done it. It's a little hard, you know, just playing it and figuring it all out because, you know, I'm talking rubbish all the time and it's hard to completely pay attention to what's going on. Oh, jumping zombie thing. So, yeah, I'll cut if I've been here before. Okay, yeah, I have not been here before. This is indeed a different place. Because there looks to be a boss, or oh, I guess just another one of those shield enemies. So yeah, YouTube. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do, you know. And yeah, I'd like to, like I said in previous things, you know, I would like to build up a little bit of a community, and you know, there is a lot of benefits, you know, with being able to do a collaboration video, you know, where it's me and someone else, you know, talk about, you know, maybe our favorite games or hidden gems we've discovered or something like that. And you know, some of my audience, you know, goes over to them, and some of Theirs goes to me, and you know, we kind of just share the love around. Oh, come on, just die. Not me. Oh, game over. Where does it bring me to? Oh, okay. Well, this time I will definitely cut to when I'm at the boss. Okay, and we're back. Let's try this a second time. Are you gonna jump up? Yep, there you go. I wonder if I should just keep... No, that's not gonna work. Oh, come on. Is there like a slide attack or something? Whoa! Okay, that worked. Yeah, I can just throw him about. Yeah, that'll do it. Dodge attacks and just chuck them around the place. Yeah, I actually forgot that there was a... Whoa! Okay, that worked really well. Yeah, there is a throw button, which I guess I didn't hit many enemies with it earlier. You know, any enemies that actually used it, I could use it on, so it just sort of never worked. But yeah, it seems like it's going now. Okay, where to? Let's try Cavern now. Because didn't he say something about needing a sword? Sword indeed. So now I can progress. Across the river lies the Forgotten Keep. Tread carefully, my son. Ooh, press the wrong button. Not that many buttons in this game, but I keep pressing the wrong ones. Oh, I didn't see him. Oh, this is pretty awesome now. So even though I've got a sword, I still have my... what do you call it? Ooh. I still have my spread attack. That's nice. And I'm actually at level 4 now. You know, XP wise. Oh. I should have been paying attention to where those spikes were coming down. Time that stuff. Rushing through it a little bit too much. Oh, I've lost my sword now? Oh, there we go. Yeah, cool. So, I should probably talk about the game a little bit more. I'm just sort of having fun, you know, playing it. There's, you know, there really is just some games like that where you don't really need to talk too much about them. You know, you can just sit back and sort of play and just chill out and talk about whatever you want, you know. Just talk about, you know, life and how things are going. And this is one of those type of games. Because it is an arcade game. Oh, speaking of arcades, actually I could talk about, instead of talking about this game, because why would I do that for a gaming series that's all about talking about the game that I'm playing? I am writing, I'm about halfway through the first episode, writing the first episode of my new gaming series, which is all about arcade games. And it is in fact called Back to the Arcades. And I'd like to get someone professional to actually make a little intro for it. You know, like a little Back to the Future kind of thing, you know, with me in a DeLorean. You know, kind of like pixel art. Actually, not that far different from this. Whoa, fireball. So that would be kind of cool. So, yeah, so that's going on. That's fun to write. I actually have a lot of fun writing things. I keep being told that I'm actually a very good writer as well, that's very nice. It's certainly something that again, people keep saying is a big strength of mine. So I kind of need to, I feel like I don't do it enough, and I certainly don't showcase it that often. So I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, look at that big guy. Throw him. Nice. So yeah, so it's nice to, you know, to do something that's scripted rather than this, which is, I know it's hard to tell, right? This is totally unscripted. It's very shocking, right? Me just rambling and waffling about any random thing that pops into my head. Not scripted. Such a shock. But yeah, I like scripted things. You know, I like just sitting down and writing, and like I said, it's definitely a strength of mine. You gotta play towards your strengths if you want to really create good content. Ooh. So yeah, this is it's a pretty good game. It is just absolutely pure arcade goodness, really. I cannot defeat that wizard. I don't know why I keep trying to attack him. He's like the wizard from Ghosts and Goblins. In that game, there was this wizard that would fly around and would shoot off this sort of hex spell. And it was so damn annoying. Mainly because the hex spell... Now, like I talked earlier about, you know, the randomization of Castlevania, but in Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, which is like the follow-up games, that guy really was random. This magician guy would just pop out of nowhere and then fire this hex spell, which would polymorph you. He would show up in certain locations on the map, but the specific place that he would show up was completely random. So that was so annoying, but still a great game. But yeah, that enemy definitely reminds me of this guy. Speaking of Ghosts and Goblins, actually, that's a gaming series that I feel doesn't really get the recognition that it deserves in terms of what it did at the time. I mean, it was, again, originally an arcade game, but, I mean, it was really the architect for games like Castlevania, and for things like this.It was one of those games where it was a sorry, I'm kind of losing focus here on what I'm talking about because things are absolutely crazy now. That was impossible. Yeah, difficulty's really ramped up. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, Ghosts and Goblins was... It was a game like this, you know, but you know, much longer ago. And the big thing about that was that it was an arcade platformer where you could pick up weapons as you progressed. And because it was different weapons and each weapon had a very distinct way of working, you really got to sort of strategize about what you wanted to do. And certain parts of each level, each different level, you really needed, you know, a different kind of attack. And then Castlevania came along, and it was just pretty much exactly like Ghosts and Goblins. Like, really. I mean, some of the weapons, like the dagger and the axe, that's all from Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, that guy destroyed me! And then he got squashed. Okay. Wow. Well, I think that's a pretty good place to stop. The credits are scrolling, and I just noticed that there's a Kickstarter credit screen, so that's pretty cool. This game must have done pretty well on Kickstarter, and yeah, I think I think people should be happy with it. I had a lot of fun. I was very rambly during the entire thing. Sorry about that, but it is that kind of game, you know, you just sort of, you know, you get a few people around, you know, you have a few beers, and, you know, you play two-player. It's an arcade game. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just have fun with people and just, yeah, just sort of have a blast like that. And I think it really does what it's supposed to do. I think in terms of the graphics, they absolutely nailed that, you know, early 90s aesthetic. It's certainly not 80s style kind of arcade game. It's definitely, you know, sort of early to mid 90s, and I think for an arcade game, that was really the sweet spot. I feel in the arcade industry, you know, was sort of like mid 90s, you know, whatever. Everything was just so fast and colorful, and the sounds were just so vibrant, and there was just so many awesome things coming out at that time. Well, maybe sort of, you know, early 90s, mid 90s for sure. Of course, you've still got the classic age of you know, arcade games, you know, from like the 80s, you know, your Pac-Mans and Galagas and Centipedes and things like that. So in terms of what they were trying to do, trying to replicate one of those old 90s arcade games, I think they absolutely did it 100%. Also the sound effects and the music and stuff, it does take you back, you know, some of those sound effects are, yeah, you know, just those little ba-doop, ba-doop, you know, kind of things, and one-ups, and although, actually, I never found a one-up, but I'm sure they're there somewhere, but, you know, picking up coins and things like that, you know. I think the little presentations that they show as well, you know, the cutscenes and the intro, that's all very nice. I did say that I felt that the juxtaposition between them, you know, there is a little bit of a difference, I feel, between the artwork. Especially that very first screen where you saw the hero. I felt like the art style of that was a little off, a little different from the rest of the game. But it really does just mean nitpicking. Overall, I think you should buy it, play it, and love it. I had a lot of fun with this, and yeah, it's certainly the kind of game, you know, you just sit back with some friends and you play and just see how far you can go. Of course, the quest mode actually does seem quite more involved, and it's certainly more like a single-player experience, you know, because you do have a non-linear path of how to get through the game. You can't just, you know, it's not just from, you know, level 1 to level 10 or whatever it is. You do actually have to pick up, you know, specific items in a specific order to progress. So that's kind of cool, adds a little bit more depth. And of course there's the little tiny bit of an RPG element of, you know, upgrading your weapons, and they persist, it seems. Even if you die, you know, you lose all your continues, it still seems to progress, and you keep those things, so that's nice. Then of course you have the arcade mode, which I'm assuming is the same thing, except it is more linear. Also, there was the indication that there was different paths in some of the levels, so that's always nice to have as well. But yeah, fun experience, fun game, and it's still very cold here in Northern Ireland. So yeah, fun game. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.